Here's the question that I get more than any other question. Should I wait? Should I wait for the prices to go up? Should I wait for interest rates to come down? Should I wait until the summer? Should I wait until my cabin is perfectly updated? I hear it constantly, and I get it. Selling a home is a big deal. For a lot of people, their Big Bear property is one of the largest financial assets that they own. Waiting feels very safe. Waiting feels very smart, but here's what I've learned after years of working in this market. Waiting costs people money far more often than it saves them money. And today I'm going to break it down exactly why. Let's start with the most common version of this question. People say, I'm going to wait until the market picks back up. And I always ask, picks back up from what? Because here's something that's true about Big Bear Lake that isn't true about every real estate market. This is a resort market, a second home market, a vacation rental market. That means it moves a lot differently than your primary residence market in Los Angeles or San Bernardino. Big Bear has its own rhythm, and if you're going to wait for the market, you need to understand what you're actually waiting for. Big Bear Lake real estate has appreciated meaningfully over the long term. Values are higher than they were 5 years ago, but the market doesn't move in a straight line up. There are peaks and valleys, and there are windows of the time that are genuinely better than others. The question isn't whether the market will change, it will. The question is whether the change that you're waiting for is actually coming on your timeline in a way that benefits you enough to justify waiting. So let me give you a concrete example. Say someone bought a cabin in Moon Ridge for $450,000. They're thinking about selling, and they're wondering if they should wait for values to climb back up to where they were at the peak. That sounds reasonable, but while they're waiting, they're paying property taxes, insurance, HOA possibly, and maintenance. Mountain properties don't maintain themselves. Roofs, decks, HVAC systems, pest inspections, they all cost money. If carrying costs run $1,500 to $2,500 a month and you wait 18 months hoping that the market shifts in your favor, you've spent somewhere between $27,000 and $45,000 just to wait. That market would have to move pretty significantly in your favor to make that math work. Now, I'm not saying waiting is always wrong. There are absolutely situations where timing your sale makes sense. What I'm saying is that most people are not doing the math. They're just feeling like waiting is the responsible thing to do without actually running the numbers on what waiting costs them. So let's talk about interest rates, because this comes up all the time. I'm going to wait until rates come down so more buyers can afford to purchase. This is a real and legitimate consideration. Higher mortgage rates do reduce the pool of buyers who can qualify for financing. That's just true. But here's what people miss out on. When rates drop, every seller who was waiting suddenly lists at the same time. Supply goes up. Competition goes up. The premium you'd gain from better buyer demand often gets eaten up by having more competition. I've watched this dynamic play out in real time. The best window is often right before rates drop. When rates are still high, serious buyers are still out there. Inventory is lower and you have less competition. The moment rates move, the market shifts faster. Big Bear is also unique because a meaningful portion of buyers in this market are paying cash or putting a very large amount down. Second home buyers, investments, people rolling over equity from other real estate transactions, they're less interest rate sensitive than a first-time home buyer financing 95% of the purchase price. So the rate argument applies less here than it would in, say, a starter home market in the Inland Empire. Here's another version of waiting that I hear. I'm going to wait until I finish the kitchen remodel, or I want to redo the deck before I list. This one is tricky because it sounds so practical. And sometimes updates do make sense, but you have to be careful here because there's a real risk of spending money on the wrong things. I can't tell you how many sellers I've seen put $30,000 into a kitchen only to get $15,000 back in the sales price. The buyers wanted to put their own finishing touches on anyways. Not every update translates to dollar for dollar value. Some don't even come close to what you spend. There are things that genuinely move the needle in Big Bear. Fresh paint in neutral tones, clean and updated bathrooms, functional and attractive outdoor spaces, a deck that is not rotting, a roof that has years left on it. Those things matter. A full kitchen gut with granite countertops and custom cabinets? Sometimes yes, but often in the cabin market, buyers are expecting a certain level of rustic authenticity. They're not expecting HGTV perfection. What they are expecting is clean, functional, and safe. If that's already true for your property, you may be waiting for nothing. Let me talk about seasonality, because this is huge for Big Bear specifically. There's a conventional wisdom that says you should sell in the spring and the summer because that's when you get the most buyers. And there's some truth to that. We do see more activity from March through August. Families planning their summer vacations, people dreaming about a mountain escape. But what people miss is that inventory also tends to spike in the springtime. More sellers list in the spring because everyone reads the same article that said spring is the best time to sell. More competition means buyers have more choices, which puts pressure on your pricing. What we often see in Big Bear is that the fall, September, October, and November can be a really compelling time to list. Inventory starts to drop. Serious buyers who didn't find what they were looking for over the summer are still active. And you're heading into ski season, which brings in a wave of buyers who want to own before the first snowfall. I've closed some really clean, smooth transactions in October and November that would have been much messier in April or May when there were 6 competing listings in the same neighborhood. Winter itself, December through February, is slower overall, but it's not dead. Ski buyers are in town, people are visiting in Big Bear and falling in love with it and opening their Zillow app. If your property is priced right and it shows well in the snow, you can absolutely sell in the wintertime. The buyers that you find in January tend to be highly motivated. They're not browsing casually, they mean it. So there's no perfect universal season to sell in Big Bear. There are trade-offs in every window. What matters more than this time of year is your pricing strategy and your presentation. Now let's get real about something. The other version of waiting isn't strategic, it's emotional. And I say this with genuine compassion because I've seen this 100 times. People have big memories tied to their Big Bear cabin. Family Christmases, summer trips, teaching the kids to ski, gathering everyone around the fireplace. Selling it feels like closing that chapter. And the idea of waiting gives a sense of control. If I wait, I haven't really decided yet. The door is still open. That emotional hesitation is valid. It's human, but it can cost you if it isn't acknowledged for what it is. You find yourself making financial justifications for waiting that don't really hold up when you run the number. I'll wait for rates to drop. I'll wait for the market to pick back up. I'll wait until I fix the deck. It might be worth asking yourself honestly if the real reason is emotional, because if it is, that's okay. You can take more time. You can grieve the transition. But let's at least be honest about why we're waiting so that we're making a real choice rather than delaying a choice while calling it strategy. The practical question is this: what are your goals, and does selling sooner serve those goals better than waiting? If you own your Big Bear home free and clear and the carrying costs are minimal, waiting a year or two to see if the market shifts is a real option. You're not hemorrhaging money, but if you have a mortgage, or if you're paying short-term rental management fees, or if the property needs ongoing maintenance that you're not able to keep up with remotely, then every month you wait has a real dollar cost attached to it. Let me also address the STR angle here because it's relevant for a big portion of Big Bear sellers. A lot of people own cabins here as short-term rentals, and I hear this version of the question: should I wait until I get more bookings so I can show a stronger rental history and justify a higher price? That logic makes some sense, Buyers do value rental income history. It matters to investors. It matters to people who plan to offset their carrying costs with rentals. But there are a few things to consider. First, STR regulations in Big Bear Lake have been evolved. Permit caps, enforcement changes, zoning updates, the landscape has shifted and continues to shift. Depending upon how regulations move, the value premium for an active STR permit could go up or could erode. You don't know which direction that is going to head. Second, if you're operating an STR and you want to sell, you're often better served listing between peak season, not during peak booking windows when guests are occupying the property and showings are disruptive. Coordinating showings around rental guests is genuinely painful. You get less foot traffic, less flexibility, and sometimes buyers walk away just because they couldn't see the property when they wanted to. There's also a market reliability that sophisticated buyers in investment space already know. They're not purely buying the rental history, they're buying the property and the permit and the location. A good cabin in a desirable area with a valid STR permit will sell. The rental income helps, but it's not the whole story. Here's what I would encourage you to do if you're in the should I wait mode. Get an actual market analysis, not a Zestimate, not a number that a friend's agent threw out to you 2 years ago, not the COVID number, a real comparative market analysis based on what's actually selling right now in your neighborhood, in your price range, with your property type. That number will either tell you the timing is working in your favor or it won't. You deserve to make this decision with real data. Then run your carrying costs honestly. What does owning this property cost you per month all in? Mortgage payment or opportunity cost of your equity if you own it free and clear. Property taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance reserves, HOAs if applicable, STR management if applicable. Put a real number on what waiting 12 months will cost you. Then compare that to the realistic upside scenario that you're waiting for. Does the math actually work? Then think about your life. What does selling this property enable for you? Maybe it frees up equity for another investment. Maybe it simplifies your life in a way that genuinely matters. Maybe it reduces financial stress. The market isn't the only variable. Your life is a variable too. What I've seen over and over again is that the sellers who do best are the ones who make clear-eyed decisions and execute on it well, whether they sell now or wait. The one who struggles are the ones who half wait, who list and then pull the listing because they got cold feet, who price it too high because they're not really ready to sell, and they're hoping a miracle offer will make the decision for them. That indecision is very expensive. If you decide to wait, wait with intention. Know what you're waiting for. Know how long you're willing to wait and know what the trigger is that's going to cause you to list it. If rates drop below X, I will list it. If the market inventory drops below Y, I will list it. If my carrying costs exceed X over the next 12 months, I will list it. Have a plan, don't just drift. And if you decide to sell, sell with commitment. Price it right from day one. Don't test the market at a number that feels good emotionally, but is not driven by comps. The data on this is very consistent. Price right from the start, sell faster and for more money than homes that start high and chase the market down with price reductions. A reduction signals to buyers that something is wrong and it invites lowball offers. Big Bear Lake is a special market. There are buyers who want what you have: a mountain property in a resort community with 4 seasons, incredible outdoor recreation, and a short drive from tens of millions of people in Southern California. That demand is real. The question is just about timing and strategy. If you're sitting on a Big Bear property and genuinely wrestling with this question, let's talk. I'll walk you through the current numbers, what's selling, what's sitting, what a realistic timeline looks like for your specific property. There's no pressure and no obligation. It's just a conversation with someone who knows this market and has helped a lot of sellers navigate exactly this decision. You can reach out by call or text at 909-744-2190 or find more information at buyinbigbearlake.com. I'm here when you're ready, and I'll talk to you soon.